back. It's your boy Ben Humble back on the Data and the Drama Show. Today I've got a really powerful discussion for you. We're talking about the me economy of one, economy of me, why this is so important, where we should be really focusing ourselves as a business owner. So before we get started, just remember, I don't get paid a dime to do this show. So if you get value from today's discussion, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and share the live stream right now and go ahead and tag a business owner. Tag a business owner that needs to hear this conversation, because there's going to be some really amazing stuff we're going to talk about. Listen, real discussion, no nonsense, right to the point. Today is going to be brutally honest. You better get ready, because I'm about to bring the heat for you guys. And if you haven't had a chance yet, grab your free copy of Real Estate Secrets Exposed. It's available now on the site at humble.ceo. Head over there, grab yourself a free copy. Just put this out for all my Canadians who need to learn about real estate investing, especially wholesaling, how to flip properties the right way, how to use reverse flipping. A lot of the stuff that I talk about, listen, I got to give a credit to my man, the person who I'm bringing on here today. This dude has been a massive mentor to me for the last few years. I've been following him. I got connected with him a while ago, and this guy is a true business owner. So I'm very, very honored and privileged to bring on my man, the one and only Mr. Mark Evans. And if you don't know who Mark is, let me tell you real quick. This guy he's a beast, right? So he got into business at the age of 18, and Mark realized early in the game that he could basically do a business virtually. So Mark's been virtual since 2005, and Mark runs, two large businesses. Real estate space, the media space. You got a couple of things. You got a supplement business going on. I love this cat. I just think he's such a bubbly personality. He's a fun guy to get to know as well. And dude, he's looking fresh these days. He's rocking 75 hard with your boy. So let me bring on this beast of a business owner. Everybody give a big round of applause. Thumbs up to my man, Mr. Mark Evans, the DM. Mark, what's up, my man?
What's up, Ben? Thank you for having me, buddy.
Hey, man, so honored to have you here with me today. So as we get cracking in today's episode, the DM stands for deal maker. Am I right?
That's right. Or dream maker, if you're my mother.
Okay. There was some other stuff earlier on in your life, but right now it's the deal maker, right?
Yeah, dungeon master, dick magnet, all that stuff.
Dude, this is going to be a powerful episode, so I'm glad. Hey, what's going on, Sean? We got Kayshawn, we got Allison, we got Chris, we got folks in the house, we got Corwin. Hey, good to have you guys here. Make sure you're sharing the stream here today and give some love here. Mark, before we get started, man, I got a joke of the day for you. So hopefully, see if we can get some jokes popping here, get you lighten the mood a little bit. So joke of the day. Well, they say that money doesn't buy happiness, but I would rather cry in a Rolls Royce than on a bicycle.
Absolutely.
Come on. That was a good joke right there, folks. You're not laughing at home. That was a bomb of a joke here. All right, so let's jump right into it. Dude, that was creepy. We got Hans is dropping some creepy stuff in the background. All right, so we got a segment called Data or Drama, Mark. I'm basically just going to ask you a quick question. We got 2 lightning rounds. Tell me, is it data or drama? Is it true or false? The American Senate is hoping to add $100 billion in aid to small business owners. $100 billion. Mark, is this data or drama, bud?
I think it's drama.
Okay.
Drama in the making. I don't know. I'm not really in tune with that stuff. I'm too busy trying to focus on me.
Okay. Well, dude, I love it. There you go. Well, you're right. It is drama.
How about that?
Actually, the new Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses created in Washington's response to the pandemic will need 200 to 250 billion, the senator added. Dude, that's a big number. All right, data or drama. Canada's 6 largest banks have deferred more than 10% of their mortgage portfolio so far.
Drama.
What do you think? What do you think, man?
Drama.
Drama? Okay, folks at home, what do you think it is? What do you think, guys? So it's actually true. Only 10%, 500,000 Canadians getting COVID-19, which, by the way, I thought this was a lot bigger. So did I. So It turns out like most people paid their rent on the 1st, and only 10% of the people actually took the deferral. So looks like a lot of drama out in the world. All right, so let's jump into this with my man, Mr. Mark Evans. I got to make one clear distinction, though, for folks. Mark and I have been in a mastermind. The dude puts on an amazing mastermind group, and I stole the whole data or drama from Mark. I got to be honest, yo. I got to come clean, all right, because I feel guilty right now. And I did, right? Like you taught me this. You said, hey, data over drama. And actually being in your mastermind group has been one of the most pivotal things for me as a business owner and just as a human in personal development. So I got a massive thank you, congratulations, and a toast to you. And before I forget, this beautiful painting back here, folks, the one that you see every day on the episode, This is a gift from my boy, Mr. Mark Evans, DM. So in the center, you got your humble but hungry. You got a whole bunch of other amazing things that mean a lot to the people in the group and to mean a lot to Mark. And we got Deal Maker right over here. So Mark, thank you so much publicly, man, for sending this gift my way. Okay, man. Come on, man. Tell me, Mark, I would love people to get to know your story a little bit because you've been digital for a while.
Yeah.
So talk to us, man. Talk to us. You know, people are kind of confused and scared. Give us your story a little bit. Maybe provide some insight into how people should be thinking.
Well, you know, again, we all live in a bubble, right? So some people's bubbles are different than others. It's kind of part of life. I've been virtual since December 31st, 2005. I was scared, but this is like when you had to carry fax machines. We didn't have DocuSign in business. We didn't have amazing technologies and online voice like systems like we are right here right now. So it's very manual still, but also I could do it from afar. People actually called me crazy, Ben. I mean, they're like, dude, you can't do this because it was real estate. It's chest-to-chest business. You got to hook up with people. You got to do this, meet them face-to-face. I'm like, no, you don't. And I figured out a way to do it. And I just kind of like, you know, when everyone's going one way, I'm usually the guy going the opposite way. And I'm cool to be pointed at, made fun of, told I'm stupid. I've been told that many times. I kind of got calluses on my brain for that already, so I'm good. But, you know, it's a journey. It is not for everybody. It's not, you know, but what's going on with this COVID, it's making it for everybody. You know, you're being forced. I think this is a massive wake-up call, man. I think it's a wake-up call to say, hey, you know, pay attention. I think vulnerabilities and anxieties kicking in for people. It's 3 weeks deep into this? I think, you know, people that are, you know, their insecurities are rising. You know, they're being prolonged. They're like, oh, I'm getting to know myself a little bit. The me economy, right?
Right.
Uh-oh, this is scary. I don't like this about me. Or I love this about me too, right? There's both sides of that. So I think it's really amazing, man. I think the world will never be the same, honestly. So
people are running out of options. Could you give us a little bit of insight? Because I know your story. I kind of have an idea of what triggered you to like go down this path, because early on in your life, you started at 18, dude. You were grinding, crushing, all these adjectives that we find a lot of nobility in, like the hustle, the grind, the right? And it sounds great in our 20s, but by the time we reach 30, it's like, this is not fun. Nobody wants to grind every day. We want to build and scale. Can you kind of walk us through the event? Because I think if we start with that piece, we really understand why it's significant. How did you transition and why from the dude who's out there grinding every day to a guy who became a virtual business owner, truly building something?
Yeah, man, listen, I think, you know, I started in June of 1996. That's when I started my business entrepreneur journey, just graduated high school. And, you know, I was cranking. I had a seamless gutter company, a siding window company, a garage door company. I was doing real estate in between all this, and I was growing and cranking and developing. I'm a mule, dude. I'm a mule 100%. I grew up, you know, small town Ohio guy, working hard, never went to college, barely graduated high school, and real estate's an equalizer of dummies. I can outwork people. I know I can do that, and I'm comfortable doing that. So the mule in me like actually got enhanced, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs, we take the mule to another level, you know. So
what do you mean by that? Walk us through, because you talk about the magician versus the mule, which is probably the most important concept I've ever learned from you, is the difference, the distinction between magician and mule. Can you walk us through that real quick?
Yeah, is that your new show coming out next week, Magician versus Mule?
Guys, listen, Mark's going to rag on me this whole show because Data or Drama probably should have been his show. And if he didn't write a book entitled it, I probably would have called it something else. But straight up, I apologize, man. Listen, they say that great artists steal, they don't copy. So I consider myself an artist. Hopefully that's okay. But walk us through Magician and the Mule, man, because it's an important concept.
Yeah, I mean, guys, listen, a mule at the end, we're all created as mules. We wake up, we go to school, we sit down, we shut up, we got to raise our hand to go to the bathroom. We can't collaborate with people. We got to work hard on our own. And I never understood. I'm like, I'm not good at English, but I'm great at math. Why can't I take the person that's good at English, collaborate with them, and I'm good with math, they can collaborate with me? And like, I always saw it like that. So, you know, muling, 40 hours, can't leave work. It's 4 o'clock. I can't leave till 5. So I just sit there and watch the clock. Well, why can't I just get my work done and go home or do my thing? You know, it's like, it's 8 hours, no more, no less kind of thing. So I just saw that as a problem, man. I've never understood it. I still don't understand it. I don't care if you work an hour, a minute, or 100 hours, just get the job done. And that's what mules do. And like, that's what magicians know. I don't need 14 degrees on my wall to say I'm doing a good job. I want results. I want to become a better person. I want to keep growing. I want to keep expanding. And a lot of times Mule, and by the way, when I say mules, it doesn't mean you're not making money. It just means that, you're a mule and you're working harder for a little amount of money. If you're making $1 million being a mule, you could probably make $100 million a year being a magician. So sometimes money fogs this whole concept up, because we know a lot of guys that make $1 million a year or more, and they're the finest mules in the world.
Yeah,
we want them on our team. We want those guys to work for us. I'm looking to hire mules every day.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I'm trying to turn my mules into magicians too. I want people to have the life that we've been able to create as a magician, because I think it will up-level them. I think it will help the team get bigger and stronger and become, a higher level. Ultimately, that's what I like to see.
So that's the evolution of the, let's call it the business owner, right? You start off and you're the technician. In that book, E-Myth, it talks about technician, manager, and entrepreneur. You're tactical. You're doing all the work because you're the best at it, and you think nobody else can do it just good as you can, which is probably true. But at some point, you're talking about the magician understands that we have to leverage. We have to use other people's time. We have to start hiring capable people that even if they can't do it 100% as well as we can, we need to free up our time. And that's what I noticed about you, is that a lot of people can bust their hump and whatever and make, $100,000 a year or $1 million a year, but they're never going to make 20 million, 30 million, $40 million unless they're a professional athlete, because they're trading their time for money. They're just trading at a different pay scale. You taught me the idea of the magician. So you're like on the golf course, and I'll tell the story. I'm like, dude, it seems like you're never working. Like you're always on the golf course and hanging out, but you're making bank. And the truth is because you've got a real business in place with people that you can trust. So walk us through that a little bit, just the distinction between the mindset of the magician versus because we all understand the mule, bust our ass, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I mean, listen, October 8th, 2005 was a big transition moment. It's when my grandmother passed away, right? So for me, it's like that, sometimes we don't change until pain is stronger than desire. Like the pain was strong. And I was like, dude, I was 27 years old. I have money in the bank. I'm making money, but I'm working. I'm working for real hours. And my grandmother passed away unexpectedly. She only had a couple, it was very quick when she had stage 4 cancer when she found out. And I thought, like, oh my God, is this all I'm working for? Life is too short, man. And you don't realize that when you're 20, 25, 30, whatever, you think you're living forever. But I started asking myself, I went back to my office, I was bawling my eyes. I was like, I got to change. If I don't change, nothing else changes, right? Everyone's trying to change their environment, but you got to change first before the environment changes. So I was like, I got to be the change. I got to do it for me. And you got to be selfish for a moment. I had a lot of people working there in my office, and I was like, I got to go on a trip for 30 days and see what happens. And my girlfriend, Dean, and now my wife, she's like, let's go to South Beach for a month and, blah, blah, blah. And turned into 7 years around the world. But, the magician is really thinking about how to elevate people. And really what we're saying is, how do we help people become leaders? I don't need to be the leader. I'd rather have a little of a lot than a lot of a very little with me relying on me. So I just started building up. This is a muscle, right? You got to work this muscle out. This is not something you wake up and say, I'm a magician today. There's nothing wrong with being a mule, by the way. As long as you know it, you're a mule, and as long as you know you have a magician effect in the making. It's okay to hunker down and plot and figure out. I'm not saying go out and quit tomorrow. I put in many, many years to do this. So it's like this is a muscle we have to develop. And really, I wish this concept existed in my brain when I was younger, because I'd be so much further ahead knowing what I know now. So now kind of what Dan Sullivan talks about this, the who to do the how. Magicians mules think, how do I do it? Magicians are think, who can help me with the how? I don't need to know all the details. I need to know, here's the concept, here's the people, here's the results we're shooting for, and lead and expand and share the vision.
So let me drop a bomb on that, because that is such a powerful strategy. Find the who that does the how. Every time I get stuck in my business, I come back to that I learned from you, which was, who is going to do it? Because it won't be me. Because if it's going to be me today, it'll be me tomorrow. But I think a lot of people, they and I'll talk for myself. I had scarcity around, I don't want to spend money. I don't want to hire people, man. I want to do it myself. I have an ego problem, right? Like, shit, I can do it better than the next guy. Why am I paying somebody when I can just do it on my own? There's a lot of reasons why people don't hire. And if they do hire, they don't hire the best possible people. I've noticed with you, you've got an uncanny ability to find like really amazing people that you connect with and that become part of your team, where they could essentially run the business without you. And they do. And you're there to provide leadership and guidance for these folks. What does that mindset look like when you are, when you're in that position or that mental framework to hire the absolute best? You know, because a lot of people have scarcity around that piece, and maybe you could shed some light on it.
Well, I mean, listen, I got an uncanny ability to hire shitty people as well.
Fair.
So
Okay. Fair.
I think, man, it's like I'm not afraid to hire. So here's the biggest thing, honestly, man. You know, I was talking about today. You know, I'm more afraid of what I know than what I don't know. Most people fear the unknown. I fear the knowing. Right. So when I'm hiring, you got to have like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's the thought process. I need to go seek that individual. I know it's not going to be 100% of the gate, man. It's just like dating, right? You didn't go on a date and marry the first person you ever went on a date with, right? So it's a process. It's a discovery. It's learning about what's the next step. It's an evolution. And I still mess it up. I mean, you know, they might be stealing from me now. I don't know. I don't think so, but you never know, man.
Yeah.
You never know. Like, sometimes I think I have it figured out, and that's usually when the blind spot gets me.
But you're trusting in a process, and you're trusting in, like, you're putting in pieces that create a foundation for a business versus a lot of people just rely on their own talent or their own ability to grind that business to a profit, right? And you're like, no, it has to be built on a foundation with the right people that can truly scale it. Because I think that's where we're coming down to. You can't scale your own effort. You really can't. You have to be willing and able to leverage and invest in other people. So this is what I learned from you. So keep touching on this point, man. Can people ever really grow a sustainable business without implementing what you're talking about, the magician effect?
It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, you can have a good paying job. It's never a business. If you can't delegate and hand off, you're not a good leader. You're not being a good, like, steward of opportunity. Like, there's great people. I truly believe there's amazing people out there that need someone like you or I, or someone that wants to be a good leader, to bring them into your system and build trust, rapport, relationship with them, educate them, and knowledge them up, help them become a leader inside your company. Dude, a lot of people in my companies have been with me since I started. Like, you know, I got people that's been there 13, 14 years in the real estate side, and I got people in the media company that's been there since day one. You know, so and all the other stuff I'm doing too, right? So I think I'm looking for great people. I can teach everything else. I can't teach you to be honest, ethical, hardworking, but I can teach you leadership. I can share leadership. I can show you. I guess the truth is I like to lead. Yeah, I want to be the leader. So. Yeah. I want to lead the leaders and I want them to help me and push me. I wake up. I don't want to go to sleep. I can't wait to wake up because I want to tackle. There's so much more to do. You know, I want to improve daily.
And you're leading from the front. Like, you're not one of those bosses who's whipping people. Because I think there's a misnomer out there. One of the biggest challenges I get on this, or challenging rebuttals, is, well, dude, if you got amazing people, why don't they just do it themselves? Like, why doesn't your top guy just go and do his own real estate thing and do his own media thing? Like, what does he need you for if you're not going to an office every day, if you're not sitting there breathing down his neck every day? Nope. Why does he need you? I think there's so much confusion, and I was very confused for a long time about this. Can you shed some light on this piece? Do people really want to own the thing themselves?
No, dude, sometimes I don't want to own it. Like, you know, straight up, like, you know, we assume, if you're, depending where you're at in the journey, we assume people want the financial responsibilities that we're taking on. Dude, I have 6-figure salaries every single month going out the window. I have multi-million-dollar budgets being allocated every single month, like, in my company. So, you know, I'm having things break. I'm having people quit. I'm having people steal. I'm having people get fired. I'm hiring people. Like, you know, we're dealing with what we're dealing with, and we're hiring in a moment where people are unsure. Like, I'm more sure now than I've ever been, kind of where we're at. So, you know, again, we take that conversation for granted. I can tell you right now, the truth, I mean, the facts are 99% of people don't want to do what we do. I mean, you know, it's hard work. It's not even hard work. It's all mental, right? I truly believe entrepreneurs are the most real people in the world, because you have to be, if you want to be like a real business owner, you have to really you're exposed, dude, all the time. Yeah. You know, you have to call people and say, I'm sorry. You have to have the hard conversations. You and I've had a hard conversation before, probably a couple times. Yeah. You know, like, people don't want to have hard conversations. Dude, I had to have a hard conversation. I had to have 2 hard conversations a day. One, guy's crying. The other one, the lawyer's on the phone ready to rack up a law bill for me. So it's like, these are real conversations. Most people don't want that. But again, these are all things I know it's part of the game.
Yeah.
We're the spear. We're the tip of the spear, man. It's going to get bloody. It's going to hurt. And we're going to penetrate, but we need the rest of the arrow to do its job as well.
Yeah. No, I fully understand and promote that sentiment. I think from the outside in sometimes, Mark, people look at, must be nice. You're a business owner driving a beautiful Rolls Royce. You've got a large home. You've got a lot of stuff. The real question is, are you from the outside in, though, do you truly understand what it takes to get there and stay there? Because a lot of people can buy stuff. The stuff is just, sometimes credit. I know you don't believe in buying stuff on credit because, dude, I live in fear every day of being broke. So I run hard every day at what I do. And I know a lot of business owners think like me, but from the outside in looking in, it's like, dude, you just sit around all day. Talk to us. How tough is because I think it's ultimate responsibility and accountability over your life and everything else around you. That's what an entrepreneur is to me. Talk about that level of accountability when nobody else, and just maybe give some perspective. Because I think people think, and I used to, hey, you just sit around all day and whatever, you get paid because you're the big boss.
Yeah. It's actually the opposite. I work for them. They don't work for me. If I don't do my job, if I don't push the boundaries, if I don't elevate my thinking, if I don't, get uncomfortable, we're not going to grow. We're going to shrink. We're going to miss market opportunities. We're going to, there's a lot that I have to do to keep what it looks like. The true magician works really hard on the craft, the magic trick to get millions of people to say, wow, that looks so easy. How did they do it? Well, it took them 12 years to figure out how to do the trick, to flawlessly, lots of repetition. So I think for me, man, we got a big responsibility. And one, I feel like I haven't done anything. So I'm not here celebrating like, oh man, great job. Truth is, I'm going to hang up this video, and I'm going to go bust my ass on the working out, and I'm going to come right back in the house, have dinner with my family, and I got to get some work done because I got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. So, I don't need, a lot of people from outside looking in see the houses and the cars thinking, oh man, he's got all this cool stuff. I buy it because I want it, number one. And number two, like it's my trophies, if you will. I don't have like a Emmys going on and people give me trophies for supporting actress or whatever. Mm-hmm. My house is my trophy. My house is my safe haven because it's where I work all day. It's for my family. It's cool. It's fun. It's exciting. But I think at the end of the day, man, I think as a leader and as a real business owner, it's a big responsibility, and I don't take it lightly in any way, shape, or form. During what's going on, we haven't fired anybody. We haven't decreased salaries. We haven't done anything. Actually, we've done the opposite. We've increased salaries on some people with pay raise time and all these other things. So I'm more excited now. I've been waiting for what's going on. I didn't know what it looked like, but I've been waiting for this.
Make sure to subscribe to Ben on YouTube so you can stay up to date on everything Humble, featuring daily episodes of the Humble Podcast and weekly video content providing motivation, real estate strategies, and personal development for everyday life. Also, follow Ben on Facebook and Instagram for daily interactions. Check out humble.ceo and download a chapter of Ben's new book, From Communism to Capitalism, absolutely free.
Keep touching on is this idea of ultimate leadership, because I think this is what we take on, is that when stuff goes bad, you as the leader of that company, it's on you to make sure your people stay. And I know leaders like you in these kind of times, we're looking to expand, not contract. We can't so the idea of living in fear, the idea of just letting it happen to us, of being victims, dude, I've never seen you take on a victim mentality. Even when stuff goes bad and we lose money as business owners, right? You've been open and shared your stories about losing money in the past on social media. By the way, if you don't follow Mark on Instagram, you need to. This guy's one of the most, not just motivational, but just genuine, raw business owners in that are really growing and doing things. So everybody on the feed and watching this in the future, you need to go check out Mark Evans DM on Instagram. There's the handle. But Mark, what does it look like? Going back a little bit, what does it look like when you're going down on this journey? We talked before, even with one of our mutual buds, Tim Bratz, about the power of masterminding and investing in yourself. I think a leader is obligated to invest in himself or herself. Otherwise, they're not a true leader, because they don't understand that the organization will never truly exceed the level of personal development that the leader has. Can you touch on this, man? Because you've been through so much masterminds and so many different things.
Yeah, I'm still part of many, man. I think it's not just masterminds. It's hiring people that are better than you to make you better. Mm-hmm. It could be a counselor. It could be a financial person to help you. It could be, how to be better on marketing. I mean, there's a lot of different types of mentorship stuff going on out there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to just be a mastermind group, if you will. A mastermind group, depending on where you're at and where you want to go. I mean, they can be expensive. Mine's $35,000 a year, Ben, as you know. So, it could be costly and it might not be even a good fit, so depending how the room's set up or what the goals are for each person, individual. If you're not investing in yourself, here's the thing is with this whole like victim mindset, the problem with the victim mindset, it serves no one. And if you're a victim, whatever you're a victim on, the person that you're pointing the finger at, they're actually still winning because they're taking your time, they're taking your brain space, they're taking your momentum. It's really affecting a lot of stuff. So for me, it's like I just want to be a victor. I think guys that are truly going to be ultimately successful always take responsibilities for the good, the bad, and everything in between. Oftentimes, as you know, a lot of these people, the only time they talk and spout up is when something good happens. They never talk about the real bad stuff because it's never their fault. That's not a successful person. It will never be. You can't be successful if you're pointing the fingers. It's not how it works in real life. And listen, it's not a life that, it's not for everybody. It's real. There's a lot of cool times, but there's a lot of real dark times. I mean, we're burning the midnight oil, staying up late, making decisions. By the way, it's easy to make a decision when it's easy.
Yeah.
You have money in the bank. You're getting to hire this person for $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of money in the bank. That's an easy decision. The real opportunities are when you have $5,000 in the bank and you got to hire this person, and you say, hey, I'm not going to pay myself. I'm going to pay them. That's how I've become a leader. Here's the thing is I'm playing offense, man. I'm not playing defense. I'm all in 24/7, every day of the week. So I genuinely not just say it, I believe it, and more importantly, I do it. Actually, if anything, I do it more than I say it for sure because I'm actually busy doing, not talking about it. And I think that's the true thing is at the end of the day, what the goal is,
Yeah, and you're leading by example. This is the thing. So I love watching people who, I watch people and I watch what they do. And that to me means a lot more than what people say. So you've got this thing. You're on Instagram every day. You're getting up at 4:44 a.m. And let's call it what it is. Like a guy who's wealthy and has all the trappings and stuff. Nobody's forcing you to get up other than your own convictions and knowing that I can be better. And I'm sure you might have some other reasons, but you get up at 4:44 every day. I'm wakey, right? And it makes me feel like a pile of crap if I don't get up. Like, I'm like, how is this guy getting up and he doesn't need to? Why am I not getting up? And it's kind of this thing. So what is that driver, man? Or like, because you're doing these things, you're doing 2 workouts a day, you're doing 75 hard. In fact, I think are you in the second time through it or the third time through it? Okay. What's driving you to do that? And because some people might think like, dude, you've already got it made. Like, why are you pushing yourself so hard?
Well, anybody that's saying that doesn't understand what success looks like. It's different for everybody. But dude, once you know what you're capable of, you want to be better. It's like, what am I capable of? Okay, now that I did that, I wonder if I could go here. Could I push the boundaries and go here, here, here? And then you start looking for the opportunities, because again, it's not just the mindset, it's also the body and spirit and, just playing that game, dude. I'm 4:44 every day of the week. There's sometimes I sleep in, but I feel off the next day or two if I sleep in. And sleeping in would be 6 or 7 in the morning. It might mess with me. Yeah. So, but I'm going to bed early. It kind of keeps me focused on the night before. So if I was drinking, I haven't drank for a while, but like if I'm out drinking with my buddies, I might be thinking, hey, you got to get up in the morning, stop. Because as entrepreneurs, sometimes you don't have that switch that says, calm down now. It's okay. Slow down. It's all in. We're usually all in. So, it's dude, the 4:44 thing is just hooky. It catches. 4:30 is easy. 4:44 is kind of difficult. I like it hard, dude. I like hard. That's why I like what's going on right now. Yeah. I like grit. I'm all about grit, man.
See, I love that because I had Matt Monero on the show a few days ago, and he said the same thing. He says when it's too calm, I get paranoid because he used to get slapped around a little bit when he was a kid. So he's like, I want to be a wartime CEO. He's like, I'd rather lead from the front aggressively, and I feel like real business leaders are not afraid of the pressure. In fact, we're used to the pressure because that's what it takes to become a business owner. So he was like, are you fearful right now with all this stuff going on? Fearful of what? Like I'm used to being in the fearful, in the pressure, in the, I got to make payroll, and I got to make sure we're bringing in top line revenue. I got to make sure we're focusing on the things that truly matter, that are productive, not just busy. Like that stuff I think is important, right? So talk on that, man. Like being in the grit or being in that pressure zone, a lot of people would punk out, and maybe that's why it's not for them.
It's already happening, right? Yeah. People are like, even in the thing, I have the DM Alliance, right, where I partner with people in the wholesale business. Yeah. We had a guy today, he punked out. He bailed on his commitment. And that's why I talk about your word is all you have, period. So if I say I'm doing it, man, I'm in. I'm doing it. Even if it sucks, even if it's not what I thought it was, You made a commitment. You got to stick with your commitments. I think when people get hit with grit, true collar shine. You know, it's easy when it's easy. We all look like geniuses. We all look like we're amazing, you know, but yet when the shit hits the fan, that's when the opportunity arises. And the truth is, like I said, I feel like I'm at home. More importantly, I feel like I'm normal. Because I can get in there like, let's go. Like, they're like, this is good. That's how I'm talking all the time anyways.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are we doing? We're slacking. Let's go, guys. As opposed to like when it's real good, they're like, why are you so stressed out, man? Revenue's up, blah, 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 blah. It's like, and what's funny is revenue's up now too, but the world has created this mindset of people like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. It's like, afraid of what? You're getting paid. You can't go out and spend your money. You got more money in the bank than you've ever had because you can't go blow it. And you're afraid of what? Shut the news off. Shut the media off. Like, get focused on you, you know? And that's where we're at, man. That's a real thing.
Yeah. So talk to us about this me economy, because what I noticed about you and I like is you created your own reality. And I never saw anybody do this until I met you. You said, hey, I'm a virtual business owner. I have an office, but I don't go there. In fact, you know, I talk on the phone and I built up I noticed you built up communication skills. You're on the phone, you're doing this, that, but you're not physically like forming to anybody else's idea of what it means to be a business owner. Now, you know, and you're wearing shorts and you're wearing the hat and all this stuff. And most people are like, dude, how does that possible? But I noticed you're at home with your family. You know, you've got a beautiful baby daughter and your son and your wife, and you're like, this is my family time. So you have time for your family, time for your business. You have time for all of it. Talk to us about creating your own reality as a business owner, because you really helped me challenge a lot of notions where I'm like, dude, I can't do it like that. And you're like, yeah, that's stupid. Yes, you can. Figure it out. So you created this thing. So walk us through, man. Well,
listen, our mind's a powerful thing. You either think you can or you can't. You're right either way. And not only that, like, it's impossible. If it was possible, what would it look like? You know, I call it thought auditing. You know, take your thoughts and ask yourself, why do I think that way? Did mom and dad instill that in me? Grandma and grandpa? Did the recession? Did Corona? Like, what instilled these thoughts? Or more importantly, the reaction of the thought. You know, well, I got to wake up and I got to go to work. Well, who said? Show me the rules. Who said that? Dude, I got suspended in school for this. They're like, you got to you got to learn how to do a job application, a resume. I'm like, I'm not working for anybody. They're like, you have to. You're 17 years old. You have to have a job. I'm like, says who? Show me the rules. They're like, go see the principal now. So it's like, I don't understand it. My mind doesn't think like, why would I listen to someone I don't respect? Because that's how I saw my parents grow up. My mom, she worked for a company, dude. I didn't respect that company because the way they treated her. You know? So I'm like, why would I want to do that? Like, I saw that. I saw it. It's real. So the thing is like, what I've realized is, first of all, if everyone's doing it, I'm probably not doing it. I've realized that about a lot of stuff in my life. But challenge the thought audit. Why do I feel this way? I'm getting ready to hire someone. Why do I contract when I'm getting ready to hire? Like, dude, like what happened with our guy in the DM Alliance, the truth is he's afraid of success. He's got great momentum. He's an amazing guy. He has a great family. I'm actually so disappointed, not even in him, but that he's letting his family down and he doesn't even know it. You know, because his mindset, when fear hits and grit starts pulling back, the only thing he knows how to do is cut it off and move on. He's like, man, you're so nice. You're amazing. And then he's like, this guy. And I'm like, so dude, quit lying. Tell me why you're really leaving. You know, like if it's so amazing, why would one leave? You know, if you will. So all this stuff, and we have to understand, man, like, create your bubble. We only got one shot at life. One. Unless you know something I don't know.
No, so you can invent whatever you want in this life. And I think that's the beautiful part is when we're kids, we're very creative in nature, and then we grow up and we accept somebody else's idea of reality. And then all of a sudden it's like all that creative juices we had were out the window. So I love that you're like, no, dude, this is my life. I get to wear pink shirts and I wear, the hat, and I got shorts and I drive, and that's just me. I smoke a cigar. I'm an aficionado magazine. You literally had to see that in your mom before you could hold it in your hand. I'm very certain of that fact. And you just like, nope, this is the reality I live, and I'm just going to make it happen. Some people who do that, though, I think they're lacking the discipline and the resolve to get up at 4:44. They just end up being bat crazy, right? They're like, no, man, I smoke cigars every day and I sit around the beach, but they don't actually do anything. So is there a fine line there between those two personality types?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the biggest problem is, honestly, people are waiting for someone to say, you can do that, thumbs up. They're waiting for someone to accept it. I don't ask for acceptance, dude. I do what I want, no more, no less. So, sometimes that serves me, sometimes it doesn't. But like at the end of the day, I'm doing what I want. First of all, it's my goal, my dreams. I used to share my dreams with people that didn't get it. They'd say, Mark, you're crazy. You can't do that. Says who? Show me why not. And then you're trying to convince someone that doesn't, they can't catch my dream. So how can I share it with them and they understand it? I can barely understand it, and I'm doing it. It's my dream. Yeah. So I realize, like, share your dreams with certain people that are higher up in the dream process that understand that that's possible and give you some guidance. But dude, honestly, I'm not looking for acceptance. Like, I smoke cigars in all my cars, all of them. And people are like, dude, that's a Rolls Royce. But like, I don't care. Funny thing is, the guy bought my last Rolls, he owned a cigar shop. And when he test drove, he's like, do you mind if I smoke a cigar? Go figure, right?
There you go.
It doesn't, to me, like, again, I wore pink way before it was cool. I wore a hat when I had hair. Like, all this stuff. Like, to me, it's like a costume, right? Like, I've always saw it as, one, I like it. So I don't care if you like it or not. That says more about you than me. It has nothing to do with me. If you don't like the way I look, that's on you, not me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look in the mirror and don't like the way I look either. So I get it. I understand why you wouldn't like the way I look. But that does not dictate how I'm going to act or react, because I don't need your acceptance to make me feel like I should do this or not do it.
Right.
I mean, why do you wear your hat like you do?
Like I like it. It's my personality. That's unique to me. And the same thing with you. Like, and I used to be guilty of this, right? Like, I grew up in a very conservative household with conservative church. And all. Dude, you can't be in other people's mouths. That's the expression we use. Like, nufila langura if you're Romanian, right? So, but we didn't want to be in other people's, gossip or whatever else. And at some point, I just realized I can either be afraid my entire life and live a small life, or I can fulfill my potential and do me. So if I want to wear my hat like this, I'm gonna wear my hat like this. If I want to, do it with a suit on, I'm gonna do it with a suit. If I want to wear a red Ferrari watch, I'll wear. Like, it doesn't matter. And you could do the show butt naked if you wanted to. It's just about being who you are and not, being unapologetic for your beliefs, your faith, and who you are and your identity. So I like that. I'm watching you. I'm like, dude, this guy is literally unapologetic. He doesn't care. He show up to whatever, and he just wears what he wants, does what he wants, talks how he wants, because people expect, right? They expect you to be a certain way. And the truth is, that's just not the reality. I think people see the middle manager effect. The guy who makes $100,000 a year and he's wearing a boss suit with a boss watch and a boss hat. He's everything but a boss, really, right? But he's acting like the boss, and he's got the car, and he's got that look. And they think that that's the model of success. But then you meet a guy who's worth $20, $30, $40 million. Like, I wear shorts every day.
Make sure to subscribe to Ben on YouTube so you can stay up to date on everything Humble, featuring daily episodes of the Humble Podcast and weekly video content providing motivation, real estate strategies, and personal development for everyday life. Also, follow Ben on Facebook and Instagram for daily interactions. Check out humble.ceo and download a chapter of Ben's new book, From Communism to Capitalism, absolutely free.
So people just not being real, and they just don't understand that the nicest people I know are wealthy people. The nicest, because they got nothing to prove. Dude, you got nothing to prove.
Yeah. Dude, I'd like to consider myself nice all the time, even when I was poor. I think it just enhances who we are. From my experience, birds together flock together, right? So I think that's probably why we have that feeling of, like, a lot of people we know have money that are nice because, well, we're nice and we have money. Like, it is what it is.
Sure.
I think at the end of the day, dude, again, it's this acceptance thing. Everyone's looking for acceptance. You don't have to believe me. That's why people are buying new iPhones that compare their electric bill. Well, why? Why do you need a new iPhone? Dude, I had a flip phone forever. Like, forever. Like, people would make fun of me. The more people made fun of me, the more I knew I was on the right track. It's kind of interesting. I wear pretty much the same outfits every single day. I wear the same white shorts. I have 10 pair of them, but I wear white shorts. I wear flip-flops. I wear this hat. I have 20 of these hats. Like, I don't care if you're like, dude, that guy wears the same outfit every day. What's it matter? It doesn't change me in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not looking for you to say, wow, he's a cool guy. And dude, if you feel like, I did that in high school, right? Because I was trying to find who I was. And what I realized, even if I did up level and try to find something I could wear, like, dude, I still felt like crap. I still felt like I wasn't me. Yeah. And once I got out of high school and realized, no, first of all, no one cares at all. And the good thing is, what's going on with this coronavirus, people are starting to realize that, dude. I think people are realizing no one cares if you have the new Jordan, new Louis Vuitton belt or whatever shit you buy. Like, no one really cares except you.
Yeah.
And you're realizing that you probably shouldn't have went out and bought the new iPhone 20, whatever they have. You probably shouldn't, because you had already a new one that was only 8 months old. You probably shouldn't have went out and bought 17 pairs of shoes and all these TV, whatever junk people buy, man. And, again, they're looking for weird acceptance.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
They're trying to keep up with the Joneses. And frankly, like, I don't give a rip. It doesn't matter what the Joneses do because I'm not looking at them. I'm not modeling after them. I'm not trying to impress them. I'm not trying to. So this brings me something to, like, you keep talking about the thought on the thought, because we keep thinking about this and talking. People just do without really thinking why they think the way they think. Could you maybe walk us through some of your thoughts that helped you maybe unravel these concepts better, and even how you got the idea of the thought? Because I think that's so critical here.
Well, I mean, dude, just inner workings, right? You got to work with. I've hired many coaches to say, Mark, why? Because what would happen, honestly, man, in my businesses, I would get successful, and then I'd jump in and mess it up because it was my ego. It was an ego. If it didn't have my name on it, me stamping it, it's not going to work as well. So it'd start working, and I'm stepping back, and I get uncomfortable. I jump in, right? So I'd hire coaches, and they're like, why are you doing that? What are you thinking? Yeah, like, it's working. Look at the data, not the drama. The drama was me. I was creating the drama. And the data was representing something way different. I was too dumb and too blind to see it because it wasn't making me – it was actually making me feel very vulnerable. You know, like, I'm losing my baby. My baby's growing up. It can't grow up without me. You know, all this weird stuff we think about. Yeah. And I started thinking – this is a long time ago, but I started thinking about that. And the truth is, like I said, my grandmother passing away was a very big pivotal moment in my life in general. And it's like, it just literally like, boom. Why am I working so hard? Why am I making more money? What is this all for? Like, just asking different questions, seeking different answers. And the truth is, this process, by the way, oftentimes don't make you feel good. It challenges you. It challenges your thought. Like something like my job is not programming people. The truth is, our job is to deprogram people. Because they have so much, junk going on. It's like, how do we pull them back and, like, get them back to a different reality? Because reality is relative. Your reality, my reality, everyone's reality is different. It's like, dude, I get up at 4:44 every day. It's easy. And you're thinking, I could barely get out of bed.
I can barely get up at 9. Yeah, that's right.
So, and there's no right. I'm not judging it. It's just like, what? Like, what's the thought on that when I buy a watch or buy a car? But again, I'm not. Back in the day, I used to buy things to be noticed. Right? I wanted dude, when I bought the nicest suits and the stuff, I didn't have as much money, not even remotely close to much money as I have today. Now I don't buy the suits, like, it was more of like, I needed to fill a void that I had as a child because I didn't really have much stuff. My parents are amazing people. They gave me a great life. I'm not saying that. It's just, we didn't have designer clothes. We didn't even know what that was, to get some cool gifts and like things like I was just fortunate, like, we didn't even know what was going on. So all I know is now my thoughts are different. I'm thinking, how do I make my team's life better? It's like, how do I, so today we just gave someone a pretty good raise. And I'm thinking, dude, my old me, pay them less, pay them the same. They're not going to leave. Yeah. Where are they going to go now, especially, right? This is real talk, business talk. Like, they can't go anywhere. They're getting paid maximum dollar already during the coronavirus. And shouldn't they be thankful they even have a job? That's kind of my thought. And it's like, no, dude, like, don't be stingy. Don't be that person. Karma, give them do the right thing. And I push them up to another level. And, I'm proud of that because my old me would not have done that.
Yeah. But you evolve. But you're evolving even as a person, as you develop personally. I think it's so critical. I see you growing. I see people at a high level that are constantly pushing and growing. And it seems like they're doing the right thing more and more and more. So it's like removing ourselves, removing our ego, removing our own limitations from the equation. And if it's a successful business and it can flourish, let it flourish. If somebody can make $100,000 in the business, let them make 100. Let them make 200,000. Them making 200 doesn't take away from you. Doesn't take away from your business and but it takes a special. And I think it's a very developed thinking pattern that's taught, right? And not just, I don't think you're going to wake up tomorrow and think this way. I think it comes from a lot of personal development. You've been in the game now over 20 years, right?
23 years.
23 years you've been doing this for. So what does it mean to you? Like, we're talking about the me, the me economy. What is this really, this concept here? Mm-hmm. How have you developed this and applied it for yourself?
Again, it sounds selfish. And the reason it sounds selfish, because it is. I think a lot of people, I had a mentor. Let me think. This is a long time ago, dude. So I remember I used to go to church and give $20. I was a big dog. That was a big deal for me, by the way, for real.
Sure.
So it was a big deal.
Sure.
I'm like the guy like showing the $20 bill, putting it in the tray.
Yeah.
Grandma beside me's putting $1 in or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I went to Romanian church growing up.
But I remember I was talking with my coach, and I was talking to him. His name was Mike, and I was like, "Dude, I want to do so much more. I want to get back at such a high level." He's like, "Mark, you got to save yourself before you save the world, man." Like I was spending so much time and energy trying to give, and it was such a small give. It made me feel good, by the way. I'm not saying that, but like, he's like, Mark, if you have more money, more time, which will give you more time, you could actually give more money and more time. So sometimes you have to be selfish for a moment because the bigger picture is bigger. And I'm not saying I stopped giving. I just stopped going to give in it was just a different way of seeing it. And that moment changed my life, dude, because it's not like I didn't just take that thought process into that environment. I also, I looked at it in different ways in business in general. Like, how can I lost a very key person in one of my companies that really affected me. And it's like, I care greatly about the me economy. It happens my initials are Mark Evans, but this could go for any of you, is I don't care, like what's going on with coronavirus. I can't do anything about it, dude. I can't. I still got to pay my bills. I still got to love my wife. I still got to love my kids. I still got to eat. I still got to work. I still got to do me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, people get caught up in all the drama, right?
Yeah.
The drama. Oh my gosh, the world's coming to an end. I look outside, dude. I've met my neighbor. I'm more connected with my neighbors in an unconnected time than I've ever been. It's pretty interesting. I see people, we're connecting like this.
Yeah.
We've never connected like this prior. So it's like, how's this happening? Why is this happening? I'm looking at like all the opportunities, not the obstacles. And me, like if I improve, my bubble improves. If I improve, I can improve my children. That's my legacy I want to leave them. I want to leave these kids sharp. I want to leave them with where they have grit, because the world is not always nice. I want to leave them with opportunity, and not me just handing them opportunity, but them being able to have a vision of seeing the good and the bad, right? Understanding, hey, this bad thing happened. What good can I take from it? To me, that's legacy, because I can give them money, they can blow it. But if I train them with that, dude, they can't get rid of it, because it's a thought in their thought. And ideally, the ultimate goal as a parent is that they're better at it than me. And I can accelerate them, and they can accelerate, and they can grow me. Now daddy's trying to pace them instead of vice versa, right?
Yeah.
And that's like a real thing. Like, I want to like really be the great leader. Oh my God. Great dad, great husband, all that stuff, like, how do we improve on all this? That starts with me. Yeah. It doesn't start with them. It's not an outside thing. It's an inside thing. Yeah. And I think with the Corona stuff, dude, people are becoming so vulnerable and getting to connect with the me in them right now. And it's either going to serve you or hurt you. Yeah. And I promise you, it would be much better if it serves you. And not just you, but other people. Like, it's the time. It's better now than ever.
And the impact you talk about is so powerful. Like, the proudest moment I've ever had as a business owner was on stage with you. At your birthday party. For people who don't know the story, I've talked about it before, but Mark's birthday party, he decided to invite Caring House Project, which is a charity that helps people in Haiti. They build homes there, provide shelter, food, clothing, and stuff primarily for a lot of children as well. And at Mark's birthday party, we had Doug Dobler, a really good friend of yours that you've known for over 20 years, come out, and you're like, hey, we're going to raise some money for this charity. And, within a 45-minute thing, and I was so proud to be part of that conversation. In fact, I have one of those paintings in my wall. Because of your effort, the impact, we raised $52,000 in half an hour. I'm sorry, $152,000 within about a half an hour on that stage. And it was like, it was enough to build 3/4 of a village.
It's amazing.
And that to me was the proudest moment I've ever had with about 50 to 100 business owners in a room. We were just standing there, and it was amazing. And that's the impact, Mark. The fact that you've invested in yourself, the fact that you're focused on the me economy, that impact grows bigger and bigger. And I'm very confident that had it not been for that moment and connecting with you, this show would not exist. I would not be a real estate mentor and have Cash Flow Tribe and all the things that we do. And now where we have literally 2,000 people that are part of our community, that would not be in existence if it wasn't for the impact that you had on my life.
No, man, I appreciate that. And, you did an amazing job as well. So, maybe it's that the way you did it, I mean, it helps. It was huge. You know, for me, it's all about human capital, Ben. That's what we're talking about, is human capital.
Yeah.
Like I've worked really hard over the years. I don't cash in, you know, like call buddies for favors. I try not to ever, you know, the truth is great leaders aren't good askers. That's the truth. We're not good at asking for help.
Yeah.
And I know that this is a real problem for us. So when we do that, like I turned it into an experience, the birthday bash, which is unfortunately not happening this year, but like last year, it's like we were very intentional too. Like we're intentional. We're going to raise over 6 figures. You know, it's fun. It's exciting. We get people in there. And a lot of people in that room, man, I've worked with for many years. I've never asked them for a favor ever. And, you know, not only that, it's not even a favor for me. It's a favor for kids that we'll probably never meet in our entire life in Haiti. Yeah. You know, so it's dude, as you know, we can't outgive the world, right? But that would not be possible if I was still at church giving $20 bills.
Yeah. But your impact has impacted me and has impacted hundreds, if not thousands of other people, especially through what you do every day. You're on social media giving tons of, like you're given a PhD in business, you know, economics and virtual and, you know, business ownership every day on the show. And if people just take a second and start to think about the concepts and the things that you talk about beyond the whole in year, 1 year and out the other type of thing, if they start really diving deep on those topics, they realize that there's so much value there. And the idea of like doing this virtually, because people can't even understand when they see you, it's like, oh, another rich dude. But you started in small town Ohio. Your family grew up in like a trailer home
so I was 10
area,
years
right?
old. I grew up in a trailer. My family still live in the house that we grew up in after 10 years old. Yeah.
So it wasn't given to you. There's no silver spoon, brother, right?
No.
You've worked for it.
I have amazing parents, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, here's the thing is, too many people are worried about like where they came from or where they didn't come from, what they had or didn't have, how they were treated or not treated. Dude, at the end of the day, the thing is, let's say, this is extreme, but let's say if you're getting beat as a child, now you're 45 years old and you're still using it as an excuse. Dude, the problem is they're still beating you. Yeah. You might even be dead, but they're still beating you because they're winning here. You know, like, dude, I'm winning. I'm going to win. So you got to let go. You don't have to forget. I don't believe in forgetting, but I'll forgive. You know, I don't need to forget, but I'll forgive it and I'll move on because it allows, it's for me. It's not even about them. That's the problem is like everybody makes it about other people. Dude, it's the me economy. If I can control my heart, brain, and all that stuff, like I win. Like I'm winning, you know. Yeah. It's pretty powerful, man.
That's amazing. So what can people do? So they're stuck in this whole mess, right? You got people who are business owners. We got people who are newer, more experienced. You know, what should people be really focusing on right now, you know, for themselves? And obviously I think a part of it is this whole me idea, but Mark, what would you advise people to do if they're like, Mark, you know, I'm struggling, I'm confused, I don't know whether to be scared or courageous in this time. The stock market's down, you know, my portfolio's cut in half, real estate's, I don't know what's going to happen. What do people really need to focus on right now, brother?
Moving. You got to move. Dude, listen, you can't control the uncontrollable. The problem is, first of all, you know that's true now because you're sitting at home and you thought you would always be able to free to go about wherever you want. Not the case anymore. Not only that, you thought you were in control with your 401k in the stock market. Well, you found out real quick, you're not in control. So you got to sharpen this. You got to sharpen the axe, man. You got to go on YouTube and get on the YouTube University train, start learning about how to protect your downside in stocks, how to do covered calls, how to sell naked puts, how to like grow and protect your assets. And the more you learn about money, the more money you'll ultimately have. You know, the problem is like you're just handing money over to people that don't have any emotion, or their job is to take your money. That's their job. Yeah. By the way, that is their job. So just a heads up. So, you know, yes, they're nice. Yes, they're in suits, and yes, they have cool offices. But that's going to be changed, man. And you gotta. I hope this is a massive wake up call, Ben. Honestly, because the world will never be the same. Period. It will never be the same. I think people are realizing retirement is not what they were sold because people are kind of semi-retired right now, right? They're kind of semi-retired. They're sitting at home 3 weeks and they're like, oh, waking up later. I'm drinking at 10 a.m. I'm hanging out with my buddies via Zoom instead of in person. But it's like kind of like mini retirement. And they're realizing, I don't want to do this. I'm better than that. You know, find something you love to do that you can make money doing it. And I'm not saying, listen, I love eating Doritos and drinking beer on the couch too. You can't make money doing that. I tried for years. But you can find something you're passionate about. When you get punched in the face, you keep moving. You know, what you're doing, Ben, helping people grow in the business and the real estate side, and me in the bit. Like, Like there's very tough days sometimes, but it's also exhilarating to know that I'm going to push forward. So to me though, it's movement, man. If you don't move, that's when you get scared. That's when you get fearful. Like bad stuff creeps in the mind because you're overwhelming yourself with lack of implementation, you know? Because Ben, the problem was 3 weeks ago, everyone's like, I don't have time to do the workout. I don't have time to learn. Yep. Now the problem, this is a real excuse I've heard already. I have too much time. I don't know where to start. Dude, what other excuse are you going to use? Yep. It's raining money outside. You're going to go outside, man. I can't go outside. It's raining money. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get a paper cut. And when does it end? Yeah. You know, it's kind of sad, man. By the way, the world has done a great job at creating a lot of mules to go to work for everyday people. So, and I'm not saying, I'm not knocking it. It's just the reality is until you can think on your own and become a better you, like every day, you, me, Ben, we're just trying to get 1% better every day. Every day, read more, do this live video, get in front of more people, one to many, right? How can Ben write a book and get it sold to tens of thousands? How can he start his tribe, go to 2,000 people in like 60, 90 days, however long? How can we shoot this video and get seen by 10,000 people? Yeah, like that's where people need to start getting smarter. And, you know, I did a show on my Facebook where go make money, man. Get out and go in your garage. Humility, it's a good thing. Get out and clean your garage. Sell your car that you don't need. That you got 3 cars in the driveway already. Half of them don't run anyways. Sell them. It's not embarrassing. It's empowering, actually. You know, and I think people are so worried about what's the neighbor going to think. You know, they think I'm going broke. Who cares what they think? Yeah. Who cares? I think too many people are worried about what everyone else is thinking about them, man.
And they're self-sabotaging in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, it's sad to see that. Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what, folks, if you're just tuning in, if you don't know Mark, dude, his podcast is awesome. Probably one of the most genuine business podcasts. And I listen to the episodes. I love when I do my 75 hard and I go for my walks, I like putting you in my ear. It's like you're yelling at me. My pace pickens up, dude. Every time I'm like walking a little bit faster. So dude, just so powerful, man. Just so powerful. So folks, if you're at home and you're in this kind of, you're stuck or you're confused or whatever, maybe you're excited. See, I get excited right now. Yeah. Real business owners, a lot of people don't talk about this. Maybe they're afraid of the backlash. I get excited when there's uncertainty in the market because that means that the 20% will then become the 10 or the 5% doing all the business. Because you know what? The people who are approaching develop, right now the tide is going out. And now we're finding out who's actually butt naked. Right now we're finding out who's not.
Yeah, and Ben, straight up, first of all, every day is uncertain. We don't even know if we're waking up tomorrow. Yeah. So the key is the biggest deal right now is everyone's talking about uncertainty, but the truth is it's always been here. The fact is, the real problem is because you thought you weren't living in an uncertain world, right? Oh, my money's in a very certain stock market. Well, it's not so certain now. Yeah. Oh, I can go outside whenever I want. Well, that's not so certain now either. Like there's false security is the biggest problem, man. Like you and I, that's why it's like cool for us. We know there's no certainty. Yeah. You know, we know there's not. The only thing we can control is our data, not the drama. We all have drama going on. And if you have employees, you have a lot of people with drama. So our job, again, for me is how can I deal with the data? I can see that. I can analyze that. I can't deal with your drama. I'm not a shrink, man. I need one myself. So how can I help you? Yeah. You know, so it's very powerful, man. It's very exciting times. And when I'm screaming, I'm not screaming at you. I'm passionate with you. Like, I love this stuff, dude. Yeah, me too. Change people's lives. Yeah, and you're 100% right. And
a lot of people want to know, like, what's your prediction? I don't have a prediction. I'm telling you just to get prepared. Just stay in a state of preparation. Be in the zone. Work out every day. Work on your relationships. Work on your business, your mindset. Just be ready, and then don't necessarily try to predict the market, but just it's a bid and an ask, bro. If I'm buying real estate, boom, here's the price. You want it? Yes, no, boom, next. It might tip over like the book Tipping Point or the book, if you read Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Just be ready, and then you'll look like a genius one day. Because I'm not a genius, dude. And I'm sure people looked at me like, wow,
I can vouch for
that. Dude, Mark made it funny, man. Dude, it's been so awesome having you here. This has been an amazing conversation. I'm so thankful. And we will be sharing this with thousands and thousands of people. So, folks, if you're at home, make sure you share the live stream. Follow my man, Mark. I've got your book right here. This book was pretty game-changing. I know you have a new one on the way. This one's already kind of it's been a couple years since this book came out, but 10-Minute Business Owner. Dope. Just such a great read, folks. If you haven't connected with Mark, I know you got tons of books out there. Like you've written, is it 8, 9 books? How many books you written?
12.
12 books. Okay, I need to catch up on the reading material a little bit. I'm behind. I'm a slow reader, so I'm a little dyslexic.
You just like pictures. I know you can't read, but I try to throw more pictures than the other ones. So
you can do a picture book next, like Cat in the Hat, Dr. Seuss type of deal. I'd be all over it. And the new book you said is dropping
April 24th, my daughter's birthday. She'll be 1 year old. Yep.
I love that, man. I love that. So, folks, I really encourage you to follow Mark and connect with my man. Instagram is probably the best place for you, brother.
Best place, yep.
Okay, and I know you typically do a couple masterminds a year and things and events. I know now it's probably going to be more virtual and stuff, but dude, I really think you are a thought leader when it comes to this. And every time I see you, it's like a little bit more. I'm like, it's like you're giving me a path to follow. So I just want to say I appreciate you from one up and coming Navy SEAL to a veteran. Thank you so much, man. You've been such a pleasure. So folks at home, let's connect. And Mark, you know, I like to do a little something here together. I put a little bit of thought, energy, and I want to commemorate you with the one skill set I can bring to the table. And in the meantime, folks, if you're looking to skill up, we do have a workshop this weekend, a real estate workshop online. Go ahead and check out the link. But Mark, I wanted to put something together for you, man. So if you got your dancing shoes on, enjoy, folks at home. Enjoy. Have a great day. Stay humble.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Make sure to subscribe to Ben on YouTube so you can stay up to date on everything Humble, featuring daily episodes of the Humble Podcast and weekly video content providing motivation, real estate strategies, and personal development for everyday life. Also, follow Ben on Facebook and Instagram for daily interactions. Check out humble.ceo and download a chapter of Ben's new book, From Communism to Capitalism, absolutely free.